From 13 ABC, this is Conklin and Company with 13 ABC Action News anchor Lee Conklin. First, with what's happening behind the headlines, and take 3 with our panel of political analysts. Now, here's Lee Conklin.
And good morning, everybody. Welcome into another edition of Conklin and Company for this Sunday morning, the 23rd of September, 2007, first day of fall. Today on the program, the art of the deal. Turns out Wood County and Toledo can be friends after all when it comes to business ventures. Race for the vacant 5th District congressional race getting even more crowded. Our Take 3 crew will talk about that. But first, let's talk FedEx with the mayor of the City of Toledo, Carty FInkbeiner, and Perrysburg Township trustee, Craig LaHote, who join us in studio. Guys, thanks very much for coming in.
Pleasure.
Good to see you again, Mayor.
Thank you, Lee. Nice to see you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I think those people close to this deal and those looking at it from afar, so what, now this is a way to get something done. Tell us how this came to fruition. Let's let the visitor,
I think we should
the newcomer to the program.
He is chairman of the Board of Trustees.
Chairman. We don't want to shortchange anybody. Chairman Craig LaHote. Craig, tell us how this came to fruition here. How'd you get this done?
Well, when we heard that FedEx was expressing some interest in the township, we tried to look at some ways that we could help them make the decision to come there and still work with some regional cooperation, and kicked around some ideas. And one of them on the table was to do some type of a joint economic development district, and ultimately that's what we were able to put together.
And JED is something that Toledo has with other communities as well, right?
We do have them with other communities, but I actually like this one of all the ones that we have with outlying areas, Lee.
Is this a precedent center, Mayor?
In my judgment, it is, because it does recognize that we really don't gain a whole lot as a region in our economy if a company located here moves not a very far distance away there. Meanwhile, the City of Toledo in this case could have lost roughly around $200,000 a year in what we get in the payroll tax from them, and of course Perrysburg Township would have gained that. And Craig and his colleagues, Bob Mack and
Gary Britton.
Gary Britton. His father was Richard Britton. They recognized that. Boy, you win all the way around if you were able to keep FedEx here, and they grow, and we are made whole on the amount of money we have been bringing in to Toledo for them. We're made whole on that, and we get a chance to split 50-50 with Perrysburg Township any gains that we make out there, and they get water and sewer lines that they hadn't previously done, and FedEx gets to be where they apparently wish to be, close to, among other things, Owens Community College, so they can tap the student body out there. And the state of Ohio, Lee Fisher and I have talked several times about this, and they like it when communities are working together, when they're close to each other. They don't like to see communities warring when they're that close to each other. So the state of Ohio feels very good about this.
Craig, let me ask you about that. Earlier this summer, the mayor said, and I used that word, he said Wood County's poaching. Right? I mean,
I thought poaching was better than pirating.
Well documented, though. Was there any pressure to bear on the trustees? Well, maybe we can find a way to make this work for both entities here. Was that ever in the mindset of the trustees out there?
Yeah, we need to keep the goal in mind, and the goal is to try and get FedEx to stay in Northwest Ohio. So, you know, as long as we kept that in mind and focused on that and moved forward, I think we were very pleased that we were able to get the memorandum of understanding in place in such a short time.
How long did it take to broker this agreement?
It actually, from the time Craig and I spoke, it might have been 3 weeks, but the actual sitting down at a table together was 2 weeks, 14 days, or a little bit less than 14 days to get a memorandum of understanding. We have details that will get worked out, but thus far the spirit of cooperation and understanding has been absolutely fantastic, and I'm deeply appreciative of Craig and his colleagues. And now we just have to make sure that FedEx,
here's the fly in the ointment
exactly, that they see this as the great opportunity that we do. But I feel pretty comfortable, based upon information that we've been receiving off and on, that they like the site, and they like the potential to hire Owens Community College employees out there, and they like the ingress and egress off of the interstate system out there. Exactly.
Well, council approves this right away. I mean, lickety split this past week.
Right after first The township trustees
The trustees went ahead and approved this, and but it is still a tentative site, Craig, and do you have any idea of the timetable that we're looking at when FedEx will say, yeah, we're ready to sign on the bottom line, this is our site, this is where we're going. We're not going to Michigan, we're not going to Indiana, we're coming to Wood County?
We hope to hear in a few weeks. Information we have tells us that that's probably the time frame, maybe 2 to 4 weeks we should know. And we don't want to take anything for granted. We have to assume that somebody up in Monroe is working real hard to try and make that site more attractive to them right now. So,
do you know, this has been going on, discussions with them for, I'd say, the better part of a decade. They have been talking about a possible expansion for almost a decade.
And we've been hearing about since the summer, basically,
yeah,
when
just
it's really
this summer,
been...
Right. But now, after a decade of discussing this possibility, they have put themselves on sort of a calendar that says 2 years from this fall, they would like to be up and running wherever that is they're going to be up and running. So they sort of got themselves on a tether or leash at this point.
All right, and while this is going on, Mayor, do you have something in mind for who may be coming into that spot if they do?
That's a great question. I have a party that's been interested in that location for some time now, but we want to encourage FedEx, first of all, to leave that site as clean and reusable as possible, and we want the state of Ohio to assist us in whatever infrastructure improvements would make it even more attractive. And then I will keep the one party that has expressed an interest in mind, but see what other interest there could be shown at this location, which is a pretty doggone good location.
I mean, get a restaurant to actually stay there and succeed, which is adjacent to the FedEx Ground location, then you'd be doing something. They've tried, a number of have tried over the years.
Yes, they have.
All right, Craig, congratulations on this. I think everybody here close to the situation down in Columbus, everybody looking at this saying that's a way to use cooperation to get something done. So hopefully FedEx does indeed
There's good economic news. They've got Bass Pro and this potential out there. There will be things around Bass Pro. We've got General Motors and Jeep booming here. And we're looking at the Marina District as a major investment there. So a brand new sports facility in the heart of downtown
Mayor, I'm going to cut you
Toledo.
off right there. I don't mean to do that and be rude
That's
here,
all right.
but you're going to stay on for another segment, so you'll have time to talk about those other issues.
I'll be delighted to do that.
Oh, Craig, thanks very much for coming on. Congratulations on getting this done. Hopefully FedEx does land in Wood County. We're going to be back in just a minute. A little bit more with the mayor right after this.